Here's something you've probably heard. If you're plant-based, you're probably going to be deficient in B12. And it's usually said with the kind of smug certainty that you'd expect from someone who hasn't touched a leafy green since 2004. But what's the real story of B12? Because it actually has nothing to do with meat at all. But let's be honest, there is a conversation has to be had here. Because B12, it's no joke. It supports brain health, energy metabolization, DNA synthesis, and red blood cell production. It's that silent force keeping your nervous system in check. And if it starts slipping, you feel it. Think memory fog, training fatigue, and that sleep that just doesn't hit right. Today we're diving deep. We're talking about what B12 actually is, how it works, and why it's a little tricky on a modern plant-based diet, and how to fix it without fear, shame, and falling back into that old narrative of you need meat to survive. Spoiler. You don't. Legends, welcome back to Plantfield. I'm Callum Weir, a plant-based nutritionist, nutrition columnist, and host of Plantfield. So what is B12, also called cobalamin? Well, it's a water-soluble vitamin that's unique among its family. Those family being B vitamins 1 to 9, and then of course B12. It's large, it's complex, and it needs special proteins in your gut to be absorbed. It plays a critical role in red blood cell formation, neurological function, and even DNA replication. So it's not just another vitamin, it's the master key for your metabolization. But the thing is, your body doesn't make it, and plants don't contain it naturally. And if you're plant-based and plants don't produce it, where the hell are we supposed to get B12? So where does it come from? Not animals. Not really. B12 is synthesized by bacteria found in soil, water, and the guts of animals. Back in the day, early humans used to get it from drinking untreated water, eating unwashed produce. But with today's modern sanitation and our clean food systems, which are great for preventing disease, we've also scrubbed away most of those natural sources. That's why this isn't just a plant-based problem. It's not just a vegan problem. It's a worldwide problem, because even omnivores can fall short. How does deficiency creep in? B12 deficiency doesn't knock loudly. It whispers at first. You might feel tired, foggy, forget why you walked into a room. That might not just be busy brain. It could be your body struggling to produce enough healthy red blood cells to carry around the oxygen. And if you've been chalking it up to stress or overtraining, listen in. Over time, it gets worse. Nerve damage, balance issues, mood disorders, even cognitive decline. A key study published in Nutrition Reviews found that 86% of vegans, vegetarians, and omnivorous humans found signs of B12 insufficiency and outright deficiency. That same study also highlighted that most people were not supplementing, or if they were not absorbing enough. And this isn't fear-mongering. It's a wake-up call from reviewed data, because it also takes years to develop a deficiency. Because your liver can store B12 for a while, but once that tank runs low, symptoms come fast. And for athletes and high performers, you'll feel it even sooner, especially in energy metabolization and post-exercise recovery. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed vegan and vegetarian participants who supplemented with daily Cyanocobalamin, the most stable, well-researched form of B12. They found that 50 to 150 micrograms per day normalized serum B12 levels in 98% of the cohort in just 3 months. But you don't need megadoses, you just need precision. But this is where it gets nuanced. The form matters. Cyanocobalamin is more shelf-stable and cost-effective, but methylcobalamin, the active coenzyme form, is better retained in neural tissues and may be more beneficial for people with impaired methylation, like those with the MTHFR gene variants. Actually, in a review in Nutrients, it confirmed that while both forms were effective, those with the absorption issues or certain conditions may benefit from methyl. So your genes could literally change how you supplement, which translation, you can absolutely thrive on a plant-based diet. But your B12 plan needs to be intentional. This isn't about ideology, this is about physiology. So where do you get it? Because B12 is not in quinoa, it's not spirulina. And if you're still hearing that online, it's time to unfollow. And spoiler, that viral superfood that you saw last week online, still wrong. Reliable sources include fortified foods and drinks, soy milk, nutritional yeast if fortified, check the label with that one. Breakfast cereals and plant-based meats. But even then, hitting 2.5 micrograms per day for that daily target, and more if you're an athlete or you're a pregnant woman, it's tricky to get it through just food alone. That's why supplements are the easiest, safest, and most evidence-based route. You're not failing, you're just living in 2025 where we don't drink from rivers or eat unwashed carrots anymore. You're evolved, and your nutrition should be too. A daily supplement of 250 micrograms per day, or a weekly dose of 2,000 micrograms, covers the basis for most people. You just need to take it on an empty stomach away from caffeine, as B12 absorbs better in an acidic environment. And no, you can't overdose from B12. It's a water-soluble vitamin, so your body will excrete the rest that it doesn't need. Overdosing is just a waste of money. Your body will excrete what it doesn't need. But what about performance, energy, and long-term health? If you're training hard, lifting heavy, pushing your endurance boundaries, B12 is a non-negotiable. It's involved in energy metabolization and your red cell blood production, as mentioned before. Both crucial for oxygen delivery and recovery. A deficiency can blunt your VO2 max, slow your gains, and make post-workout fatigue linger. If your recovery feels slower than it should be, it could be your B12. And more than that, long-term B12 deficiency is linked to neurodegeneration, with a study from Frontiers in Neurology showing that older adults with low B12 had increased brain atrophy, slower cognitive processing, and higher risk of dementia-related disorders. What you do now for B12 echoes later on in life for your brain. It's not about this week's gym session, it's about your brain and your body 30 years down the line. Looking at your long-term health outcomes instead of your short-term health outcomes. But if you need a supplement, is it a real diet? This question gets thrown around all the time, and it's outdated. Nearly every diet in the modern world needs supplementation somewhere down the line. Omnivores supplement iron, vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3s. Pregnant women supplement folate. Most cereals on shelves, fortified. And if you've ever taken a multivitamin, you've answered the question yourself. Because the truth is that B12 isn't a flaw in a plant-based diet. It's a gap in nutritional modern-day food systems. And supplements aren't a crutch. They're a tool. We've got science. We've got choices, and you can be fully fueled, fully plant-based, and fully dialed in all at once. And you can find out your B12 levels if you do a simple blood test that will tell you if you're low. Easy as that. Because that could be a turning point. Popping a small capsule every day, and you're on again. Clearer, sharper, stronger, no animal required. Just don't wait until your tank is empty. Know your numbers, know your plan, know your power. If this helped you out, hit like, drop a comment, subscribe. We're covering all the essentials on plant-based nutrition. And if you'd like to hear more from me, you can head over to Instagram at Plant Fueled Nutrition for daily plant-based nutrition tips, or grab yourself a free nutrition guide written by moi in the link down below. Until next time, legends, peace and plants.